Paul here. Quick update before we get started on the project. Visited the local mill again yesterday and picked myself up a bag of spalted beech and a bag of oak. So when I got back, decided really don't have anywhere to store it all, so hopefully you can see with the camera behind. I did post a picture on woodchuckers, built myself a rack. The corner supports, some 2x2 I had sitting around, didn't really have enough length, otherwise I'd have probably gone up to the ceiling. So got my original wood there I bought, spalted beech, looks absolutely lovely, and this is probably just about dry enough, ready to turn. And next shelf up, bought lots of oak, and yes, there's a big weight difference between the two of those. I mean, this is like picking up a brick compared to that as a really light piece of wood. So the oak is still about 20%. So anyway, quickly on to today's project. Decided that I've used the spalted beech for the last 3 projects with the bud vase and a couple of bowls, so I'm going to do something different today. This is a piece of silver birch which I picked up on a walk around the local tarn a few weeks ago. It's slowly dried out a lot more. I think it's probably just more than usable now. So because it's also, I mean, I don't know, with the trouble with the GoPro camera, it's such a wide angle fisheye lens, so it probably doesn't show it so well. There is a slight curve on this, and the trouble is if I stick that on centres like that, I'm going to probably come out with something quite small. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop it sort of like on the bend, turn down 2 pieces to round, and come up with some form of a box. The inspiration for this one, I would say, is there's a channel which I'm sure most of you subscribe to, is Wyoming Wood Turner, and I mean, he does all vast manner of things, and it was one of his boxes that I noticed on there that all of my boxes are straight and round with a straightforward lid. He's got some wonderful ones on there which have just given me an idea. Whether it works out or not is another thing. So anyway, let's get this chopped in half, cut down at the bend, and get them both pieces on the lathe, and we'll carry on from there. Right, change of plans. The other bit was totally rotten all the way through the middle, so this is the bit I picked up from the mill the other week, and I'm going to take the rough and gouge to it to get it down a lot quicker. Right, I'm going to stick another tenon on the bottom, and I'm going to turn the base first because I want to do a different sort of shape. 2 coats of sanding sealer on there, so I'm going to go for the Yorkshire Grit again. It's only been sanded to 240. Let's see how this comes up. Once again, Yorkshire Grit has done its job, and that is super smooth. Okay, so I finally finished the little tub that I was doing, and in summary I've got to say this project has been an absolute nightmare to do. Firstly, the Silver Birch that I'd started to use, that I picked up, turned it down and it was just literally rotten inside. So I turned to a wider piece of Silver Birch that I bought from the mill probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that has turned a treat. And like I say, it's been an absolute nightmare. I mean, here's the finished item. The lid is solid on there, but it's just a little, just literally drop on, which is what I wanted. I didn't want a tight fit. Firstly, on the base, on the bottom half, the inside, the top wall here has got a little lip on it in there, and it goes down to narrower, and it slowly, gradually goes a lot thicker at the bottom. I got at least one really massive catch, which really took out a lot of the rim, and I was probably aware that that was probably going to happen anyway at some point, so I purposely had left a lot of the top off before I took it all down anyway. Really did work on shaped the outside first of all as a rough where I wanted it, hollowed out drilled and hollowed out the inside, and then finally finished off the lip. Now, as to the lid, I wanted to do it that way because, I mean, rather than, I mean, normally when you make a box you do the lid first, cut out the hollow, get a nice compression fit on there and fit it that way, but because I've shaped that, as you've seen, at a total angle, it's probably almost impossible to get a compression fit, so I basically just created a little piece to fit it in, brought up the headstock with the live centre. I was hoping that it wasn't going to leave a mark, because I did take it down fairly low and everything, but in the end when I chiselled off the top, it's gently in that, it left a hole, so I thought, right, last thing to do then is create a finial, and I think it's come up a treat. I think if you look closely it probably doesn't fit so well, but when you look at it, probably where you normally would do, I think it does actually sit on there a treat. Markings on the outside of the box, absolutely love them. All this speckled effect around the outside, absolutely brilliant. It hasn't really come out on the top, I suppose, because the top you've I mean, there's a few of them on there, but because of the top you've actually gone right through the whole surface of the wood. It's just showing up different patterns. Yeah, so the base, yeah, it's got some rough patches on it and that. I mean, I've literally had to hand sand it down and everything as much as I possibly could to get it, so it's a better fit and everything like that. Overall, really pleased with it. A tiring job, it really was. I mean, I stopped part way through going to my lunch, and I could have probably just stayed in the house and fallen asleep. It was like that in the end. So, but overall, really pleased. I mean, that is the sort of thing that I wanted to produce when I started out. I wanted the curves of the box. I wanted a different sort of lid, so that it wasn't a compression fit, and it wasn't sort of flush with the whole body. So yes, very pleased with that. And again, also on this, as you see, I did use the Yorkshire Grit again. I've got to say, thoroughly enjoying this. If you haven't used it before, get some, basically. It really is nice. I mean, for what this has done, I mean, the inside wasn't brilliant to start with. Gave it quite a bit of sanding with just the 120 grit, and there are still a few marks and stuff like that in there, but with the Yorkshire Grit as well, because I mean, I only took it to 240. With the Yorkshire Grit, it has massively improved it, and the outside is really nice. So yeah, another shout out for the Yorkshire Grit. Also, I think during this week I had, obviously keeping up on my YouTube and everything like that, noticed I've actually hit the 200 subscribers mark, so again, a big thank you. I mean, I can't believe that, and I know as a lot of you probably switched off already, I just talk too much, which is why I've tried to move the talking to the end as well. A big thank you for all of my subscribers. And again, I mean, perhaps you can just give us some feedback for what you think of the new video format. I mean, these last two videos I've used a GoPro camera. I find the quality on the GoPro is absolutely brilliant. I'm only shooting at 2.7K, I think it is, where I mean it will do 4K video. I mean, there is an awful lot of work involved in doing the videos, because I don't want to just put something up where I've just basically put up the entire video of what I've shot, because I mean it does get massively long, same as my talking now. So I mean, I dare say I'm probably already over 5 minutes. So an awful lot of work does go into it, and I really do appreciate your feedback, and I really do certainly appreciate you watching. If you're first time here, as you'll see, I mean, I'm putting up regular videos. I do have nightmares. I mean, if you're a beginner like me, hopefully it will help you to improve as well, to see the mistakes I make. I mean, I've spent hours and hours on YouTube watching videos to try and learn as much as possible. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully it'll be more of a benefit to you as well in the future. So thank you everyone for watching.